sometimes dead is better.
What's up, everyone? It is Nate with Give Me Back My Horror Movies, the podcast. Welcome, as always. And with me, like usual, it's Charlie.
What's going on, brother? I got a little bit of brain fog. It's been one hell of a week, man.
It has. And to the right of you is not Pete. Pete didn't make it.
No Pete today.
No Pete. I thought he was free. I was wrong.
Pete's never free. Pete is always.
He just wanted to torture me.
Pete's always expensive.
He is.
The people don't realize how much we pay for him to come on the show. I don't.
You know what we could do?
What's that?
With the intro music?
What are we going to do with the intro music?
We do the intro music, and then we have me watch Arachnophobia as it's playing and just all my screaming.
I swear, if we could hear the trembling in your voice as you were typing in the group chat that night, that was more entertaining. And then I love how Pete starts looking up articles about how many spiders you swallow in the middle of the night.
Or how many spiders go up your butthole.
I was not expecting that article.
I wasn't expecting spider butthole, but boy. And then he dips out on me.
He dips out. Charlie throws silverfish into the fray.
It's my birthday pick. And he doesn't show up to my birthday party.
That's right. So this is Nate's horror birthday pick for this month. He's already done Ong Bak for the action, and he gets to pick the. Let me reiterate this. He picked his birthday movie. It was not thrust upon him, and he picks a movie that is literally a phobia he has.
This was not a sadistic, you guys were thrusting this on me. It was me going, I want to conquer this fear. I haven't seen this movie since I was a child. It has done damage to me. It has messed up my worldview. Nah, it's really messed up my worldview. Even as an adult and knowing that this is billed as a horror comedy.
Yeah.
There were so many times of me going, oh, God, no. And just scream, it's going to be a hard episode to get through.
So it's not, what you're saying is it wasn't as cathartic as you were hoping it was going to be.
No, this was not healing. This was not, there's trauma here that is still left packed in.
Well, I think before we...
Do not face your fears, children. It's not worth it.
I think before we let you unpack all of this trauma that I'm sure we're getting ready to do that you've been carrying your whole life,
you're going to get a lot.
We're going to get a lot.
It's not even going to be Spire related by the end.
That's it, man. I think let's play the trailer then. Let's get this.
Let's do that.
Let's get this creepy crawly part of the show.
I didn't even watch the trailer because I was done with spiders.
Here we go.
The Jennings family has just moved to the small town of Canada.
Pleasant music.
Oh,
listen to how happy it sounds. The trailer full of lies.
In search of a simpler life.
Want to blow up a bullfrog? Okay.
It's the perfect place.
Goodbye crime.
This is not a
except
family
for
comedy.
one pesky little
this
problem.
isn't anything fun for the family.
The web? I have a
Terrible fear of spiders.
F you, Spielberg.
Come on, we live in the country now. It's time to work through this irrational, paralyzing terror.
It's not irrational.
Hollywood Pictures and Amblin Entertainment present Jeff Daniels.
Honey, we're in the living room. We need you to kill a spider.
And John Goodman.
Doug McClintock, Infestation Management.
I thought it's just a spider.
Would anybody object if I tore this floor out?
I would.
False alarm, then lead on. There's no spider here.
Every so often in a little town somewhere, there is a health scare.
There's a rumor going around that some kind of spider might have killed Sam Metcalf.
Doubtful.
Spiders make convenient culprits.
There's no spider here.
I think one of your Venezuelan spiders hitched a ride here.
There may be some spiders around here that are very dangerous.
Dad, chill out.
Just run.
They spread out from a central nest in a web-like pattern and dominate the entire area. When that happens, this town is dead.
Better uncork my private stock.
Rock and roll!
Hollywood Pictures and Amblin Entertainment present Arachnophobia. 8 legs, 2 fangs, and an attitude.
Perk up, Lloyd. If we find the spider that did this, you can arrest him.
Arachnophobia, a thrill-omedy.
Oh, so Mr. Trailer Guy's just making up words now. And also the trailer's just all happy-go-lucky music. And it's a good time for the family.
I
Shenanigans!
love the fact that it's the Disney trailer voice guy too, from all of the Disney the movies that came out in the like late 80s, early 90s, because
Yeah,
unbeknownst to some people, this is a Disney movie.
it is. It was one of their first, underneath a different studio name or whatever.
Yeah.
One of their first like adult-oriented movies.
It was a different movie studio because, you know, it really would have pissed some people off if it had the freaking castle and Tinkerbell coming across the top of it right before
And it should have had the
Arachnophobia.
castle. And then, was it Big Bob? Is that the name of the spider? That's what they called him on
Big
set.
Bob.
He's actually a Disney prince.
I think you know, remember how Tinkerbell would like do the wand at the top of the castle and all the like star sparkles would drop? Do that, but as the star sparkles drop, they're spider legs, and Big Bob comes running at you from the screen.
You could do that. You could also have the Pixar where the lamp jumps, but instead it's Bob, and he's the one that squishes the eye.
Yeah, we should get an animated movie of spiders. I'd be down for that. We got ants, and then we got A Bug's Life, so it's kind of close. I want this live action, or you know, CGI, you know, live action kind of thing.
I think that's just 8-legged freaks.
He kind of is, yeah.
David Arquette is a cartoon character.
He very much is. Of course, then again, I'd probably just watch Starship Troopers. You know, only good bug's a dead bug.
I was just about to say it.
Nope, that's my line. That's my line. Oh man, I played that trailer getting ready to record it, and I was just like, holy crap, this sounds like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or any of those.
Sounds like a lovely summertime.
The one, I'm pretty sure one of the Beetlejuice trailers had that real fun, kitschy kind of vibe to
most
it,
definitely.
you know. And then this one, it's like, haha, suckers! Now that we got you in the theater, you're watching a horror movie.
Prepare to be terrified. You thought this was PG-13, huh? Yeah. Guess what?
It is.
It is. But you're gonna wish it was R.
Terrifying sequences, therefore PG-13. I don't know, man. Well, let's
adult themes.
Very adult themes. Let's read the back of that iconic Arachnophobia VHS cover.
Yeah, I mean the front of the cover was always iconic, which is the full moon.
Yeah.
And a terrifying name.
Uh-huh.
So why not? Yeah, of course. I'm gonna pick this up as a kid and read the back of it. Of course I would do that.
Well, here you go, Bubba. Here's your music.
Hollywood Pictures and Amberlin Entertainment deliver the year's most electrifying big screen roller coaster ride of a movie. Everyone is afraid of something. For Dr. Ross Jennings, his phobia is downright embarrassing. But when he moves his family to a small town, the one thing that bugs him the most is now harming townspeople at an alarming rate. For this unlikely hero overcoming a childhood fear of spiders might just save the community, but it may already be too late. Directed by Frank Marshall and also starring John Goodman, this critically acclaimed, breathtaking hit entertains with its terrific mix of thrills, chills, and laughter.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
Screw you, Frank Marshall. Screw you, Steven Spielberg. Screw you, Disney.
Oh man, this is it is a traumatic movie, man. And before I let you unpack all of the luggage you've got stacked up behind you,
I wasn't hug enough as a kid.
Apparently not. I'll go ahead and give you my history with this movie because I was never sure if we were going to cover this, and I don't know if I've ever talked about it before on here, but the very first time I watched this was it played on television. So I never rented it. I never did anything. It was the first time that it aired on TV. So we had 2 TVs in the house. and one was in the living room, one was in mom and dad's room. And sometimes, good grades and stuff like that, dad would let me use the bedroom television in my room, play Nintendo, that stuff.
Nice.
But this time I convinced him, it was a Saturday night. I wanted to watch Arachnophobia. I saw that it was coming on. Mom wanted nothing to do with it whatsoever. So I had to watch it by myself in my room on the other TV. And dad's like, that's fine. Let him watch it. Stay up. It started at 8, so it was going to be on for a little bit. I watched this movie, loving every bit of it. Even though it's cut for commercials and stuff like that, it's still pretty freaky. I get done watching it. I go into the living room and I'm standing in the middle of the room, and I'm like 13 or 14. I'm not that old. And I'm talking to mom and dad, telling them about this movie. We have a light fixture that hung in the middle of the living room that I had just walked past that was on a pull chain. And it had a tiny little ball at the end of it that hung down. And out of the corner of my eye, I swore to God, a spider was dropping from the ceiling in my head. I knocked that string so hard that it turned the light off and I cracked the globe. And I didn't get in trouble because my dad and my mom were laughing their asses going, "You're the one that wanted to watch the spider movie. That's on you. We told you so." It was the ultimate, like, man, I gave my parents the perfect own for me was, don't watch Arachnophobia. No, I can handle it. It'll be fine. I'm good. Don't do it. We'll let you, but don't do it. Yeah, I broke the light fixture because I thought a spider was attacking my head.
Amazing.
Oh man. Yeah, so that's
Damn spiders
that's
everywhere.
my trauma, and I probably haven't watched this movie for probably a good, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. I know Jackie and I have watched it
More
before.
recent than I.
Yeah, well, it's a fun movie, honestly, whenever you're older and you can, and once you understand what the movie is, it's a blast. It literally is a comedy with horror elements. And
Yes.
it's not slapstick comedy either. They play
No,
this
it's
well.
human comedy.
Yes.
It's your everyday kind of
Yeah.
funny.
So Nate, I'm going to let you unpack at least one bag right now. So what kind of luggage you carrying with you tonight?
So I don't remember when I watched this movie. I know I watched it at my Nana's. It had John Goodman. I loved Roseanne as a kid.
Oh yeah, we watched it.
It makes sense. That's the 90s. I was in elementary school. So most likely we were learning about spiders, and I remember that really messing me up. I did not like spiders after that lesson. I don't remember what grade, but I remember a lesson, and black widows were terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Horrifying. Then you give me this movie with a giant ass spider. It's not going to go well.
Yeah.
So for my birthday, I wanted to conquer this fear and finally embrace this movie because I have not seen it in over 20 years. Guaranteed.
Right.
I've never attempted to revisit it again. Did not want to. I'm so upset. It's such a great movie. I can't watch it.
Yeah. You would think it's
I had so many moments of terror and fear when watching this, but it's so good. And I was just like, why must this phobia be so bad for me? Because I am missing out on a really great movie to show at least once a year that is really funny, has such great suspense.
Mm-hmm.
Everything works so well. The pacing of it, how fast it all goes, even though it's almost a 2-hour-long movie.
Oh yeah.
John Goodman is phenomenal in this.
Favorite character. Completely.
Absolutely amazing. Because, he's not telling jokes. It's just, the delivery of his lines and how serious he is at playing such a weird character.
Mm-hmm. No, he adds something to a movie instead of looking at someone and go, they just threw him in for comedic relief. No, this character.
Well, he's a big guy. He'll just be funny
Yeah.
because he's big. No.
Delbert I want an entire prequel of Delbert right before this.
Right?
Yeah.
That's all I could keep thinking. I was like, how did we not get a Delbert sequel to this or
What
something?
made him get his own blend? What made him
Yeah.
develop his own blend of poison?
And also because I have not seen this in so long, I remember not a basement, but a crawl space. That's how my memory
Mm.
had shaped it. And I thought he died in the movie. I thought John Goodman did not make it.
You know, I remember the first time I had watched it over a long period of time. I remember the first time I watched it, but probably it had been a while till I revisited it again with Jackie, and I had that same thought. I thought John Goodman had died in it.
Yeah, I thought he got killed in the crawl space and like was getting attacked and couldn't get out.
Mhm.
And then that's how he went out. So then that led me to a horrible Google search of spider movie where person dies in crawl space.
Why would you do that to yourself, Nate?
Oh, I don't know, but I saw way more pictures of spiders than I needed to.
Yeah, because you're not going like, movies. They're gonna show you real articles about when stuff
And I
like that
couldn't
happens.
find the movie. So now I need our audience help. Is there a movie where a man gets bit in a crawl space by a spider and dies?
I'm sure it's out there. So we will have
Well, I need to know the name of the movie.
we'll have
everyone.
our listeners email us at gmbmampod@gmail.com if they have the answer to that, or jump in the group. But Nate loves emails. But yeah, this movie, watching it again the other night, completely holds up. It's everything I remember. It has a tone to it. I was doing research, and I guess when it was written, it was a very ABCD action movie, or not action movie. You see where my brain's at? Horror movie.
I see where you're at.
It was line, line, horror, line, horror. And even like Jeff Daniels is like, I don't want to do that kind of horror movie. So they went more Alfred Hitchcock, The Birds, and you get that feel in this movie
I
a
could totally
lot.
see that.
And they also wanted to add levels of comedy that wasn't like slapsticky Three Stooges comedy, or I told a joke, there should be a laugh track here. It was subtle, and the delivery was fantastic from everyone, from Jeff Daniels to John Goodman, the sheriff,
The
everyone.
sheriff, the old timey
old-
local
The old
doctor.
doctor, man.
Yeah.
It's like one of those weird things where you needed a villain because you already knew you were supposed to not like the spider, but you needed that human villain that you kind of wanted to see get it at the end. But this movie still just kind of makes you feel bad that he dies. You're still like,
Yeah.
no.
Because these are everyone we grew up with because we came from a small town.
This is my hometown just about.
Yeah, this is the small town vibe completely.
And I live in the woods,
And
and there's spiders everywhere. We have black widows here. We really do.
Oh, I know you have them in the South. I remember one time when my uncle paid me to move a bunch of rocks from one part to another part. I don't know why I had to move those rocks and they came back on it, but I was 15 and wanted to make a quick buck. I'll move those rocks. And I uncovered one rock and there's a black widow. And then I went, I don't like Tennessee anymore.
I caught one in a bottle once and had it for a little while. But yeah, honestly, if we move anything out here, like I've got wood piles and stuff, we wear gloves just to be safe. I mean, we also have snakes, but spiders are foremost.
Snakes don't bother me as much as spiders. It's too many legs, too many eyes.
Let a snake sneak up on you and not realize it's there. Not to mention some of ours are poisonous. So,
Yep,
I don't run from garters. I run from copperheads and water moccasins and timber rattlers and a lot of stuff that's around this area. But spiders, as long I do a lot of construction. I'm in crawl spaces. I'm in attics. It's just part of what you have to deal with. It doesn't mean I like them, but I've learned to deal with it. I usually take something and knock down all the spider webs, and I'm wary because we also have like brown recluse running around here a lot, and
do not want to mess with
the
those.
places I go is where they are.
Yeah.
But it was funny. Nate was losing his mind over all this stuff in the group chat. And my wife has been actively feeding 2 orb spiders that are on either side of our door we use every day. We park in the back, so the back door is the front door, but there is a giant one side, it's about the size of my thumb. The other one is a little bit smaller, but she feeds them grasshoppers and everything. And there's 2 big egg sacs behind both of them. I made sure to get those in the picture for Nate. And I was like,
Yeah, you
these
did.
are these
Yep,
are
you,
right
you
next
sure
to my
did.
front door, man. That's all good.
All I know is everyone's always so sad for Charlotte's Web. And you know what? I feel like Charlotte did something shady.
Nate's cheering in the back at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
Then all the babies pop out, and he's like, "No,
No!
no." I want to talk a little bit about the tone of this movie, and they. Oh, this is a horror movie. It's a PG-13
It is
horror movie.
definitely a horror movie that hits all of those, I'd say, 1950s monster movie tropes.
Yes, it
You
does,
know?
man.
And even though it's 90s, it doesn't feel 90s. This is one of those movies that's a perfect example of feeling ageless.
Yes, it's not like
And it's from 1990.
yeah, not quite like what we talked about where like Brain Scan is always going to be in the 90s and it's stuck there. This one honestly is only missing cell phones. That's the only thing missing in this movie to update it to where you feel like it happened, like it was done not as early.
It's one of those things too, though, like Pierce had talked about with your guys' interview on Monster Movie Stop Down. When he made Crabs, he didn't want cell phones in the movie, so take the movie and put it in a time where cell phones aren't there, but you're still not quite sure what time frame the movie takes place in.
He gives it a generalized time frame, but doesn't completely date the movie. And that was a smart move. And honestly, I'm sure Arachnophobia is another influence for him on Crabs. I mean, it's right there, especially with the comedy element on it. But there's times in this movie that you almost forget you're watching a horror movie. That they bring.
Oh, but it quickly reminds you when you have a spider crawling out of a man's nose.
Oh God, that one's bad.
Oh.
That one's bad. I still honestly, it still breaks my heart when the old lady dies. The one that does the party for him and everything. Because you're just like, no, come on, anyone but her. But now's when they're villainizing the spiders the most.
And you see that honestly, no one is off limits.
Right, a kid could get bit. Anyone can get bit and die.
And like a kid does die. It's a teenager, but still,
that one's also
like.
I always thought it was the coach's son, but it wasn't. It was just one of the players.
Just a random player.
Yeah, but it plays out so well.
Bad luck.
Just
bad luck of the draw.
Random people because of the vicinity they are. And
now,
go ahead.
Let me ask you this: if you got this vibe from it as well,
okay.
From the beginning, the first 15 minutes, Dead Alive.
Oh, when they're in the jungle, absolutely.
I got an absolute Dead Alive vibe from this. Just because of them being in the jungle, and then they come across something that they should not come across, and it takes out one of them. It was like beat for beat. But that extended sequence, they could have made that 5 minutes, but no, they really wanted to drive home the point of who the professor was, why they're there, the significance of this spider is not being killed by the poison. It's an untouched species for who knows how long. Like, there's a lot of fantastic script writing right here to drive the last hour and a half of the movie, essentially. Last hour and 30.
I didn't time it, but when I was reading about it, they said we don't see Jeff Daniels for like 22 minutes of the movie. And honestly, I think that's about right by the time we get done. But and I know Pete's not here, but there was a moment rewatching this movie where I went, oh, is that the guy from Full Eclipse? And I went, no, it's the actual Warlock, not the Warlock from Warlock 3. It's Julian Sands, because the guy from Full Eclipse took over for Julian Sands in the Warlock movies at part 3. But I love Julian Sands as well. He just has this, he honestly could have pulled off a villain in this movie, but not really.
He could have.
He's the expert.
He's also the voice of reason, almost, of like, spiders don't kill people. So, like, you're being ridiculous. You should not villainize spiders.
Oh, yeah. He dismisses the whole thing completely. But, it's not like Jaws where we saw the shark And, it's like that should make you run. This was more like, really a spider? Because, they're not thinking Big Bob. They're thinking garden spider, wolf spider,
Yeah,
something to
just
that
your
effect. Yeah.
typical spider that is probably hanging out in my front yard
Yeah,
right now
they
or in the front
they
door.
reference Black Widow, and I mean, when we were kids, Black Widows were just as bad as quicksand. They're everywhere, it
Oh,
can
they
always
were
happen.
everywhere. One bite, you're done
Dead.
for. There's no saving you.
Done.
You avoid black widows like the
Yeah.
plague.
So they play up on that fear. They play up on the fact that how many people are actually experts of spiders. So it works really well. The other thing I love that they did in this movie is they easily could have gone the cheesy route and made the spider way too big, like comically big. They tried to size it to something that truly does exist in this world. There are spiders that size of Big Bob. Like there's
Oh,
s
I've seen the
have
pictures.
you
I
seen
wish they would
the
leave.
desert one?
I I don't wanna bring it up, but it does
What?
exist. Yep,
No,
it's a very real
I got
thing.
a buddy that was stationed in Afghanistan, and he would tell us about the little fights with the, scorpions and the desert spiders. They would take bets, and they'd make them fight, and those things they'd hide them in each other's bunks.
I don't think I would do well because I would I would do an office pop or maybe a desert pop, and then the enemy would know our location. But Sarge, there was a spider, and you're welcome.
Right, I saved everyone in this
I
platoon.
saved everyone in this platoon. All right, maybe the sniper nest knows where we are, but even he would agree that if there was a snake, or not a snake, a spider,
Either or.
either or,
That sniper was
a
watching
snake spider.
this oh god. That sniper was watching you so close, and he's like, "Man, I hope he really kills that spider because I'm gonna have to shoot it, and they're gonna think I'm gonna start a war." And he's like, "Okay, that guy's cool." And they radio him, and they like, "We heard a shot. Did you see where it came from?" "No. Nope.
No, don't know.
Nope. I think it was a backfire, car backfire. Don't know where it came from."
You know how we are with mufflers around
That's
here.
right. The sniper was like cool with you taking out a spider. I love your reference to the desk pop too. I love
Yeah. Always gotta have at least one office.
everybody
pop.
does a desk pop, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But no, the beginning of it too also had the dead alive, but a lot of it is also like Kong, going off into
Oh
the
yeah,
wilderness.
definitely.
The unknown, bringing the unknown back, and again, you're sitting there going, there really are people that do this. This is real. This is
Yeah.
real life.
Screw those people. This is terrible.
How do they send if you die over there, they ship you back in a box. Literally.
Yeah, they gotta get you back somehow.
And you're looking at it like, well, how did no one see the spider? Well, there's a hole in the side. Well, why is there a hole in the side of the box? That's for the stick to go in so they can carry it. And there's no like thing where you're trying to stretch your imagination to believe it. You're really watching this movie going, wow, that could really happen. How many times we see something come out of Florida? Those crazy assholes over there will breed
Yeah, they're always
anything.
doing something, Florida man.
Yeah, Florida man invented this creature. He's the one that got him to breed,
Oh, it's because, he got like them to breed with a little bit of bath salts and some meth.
that's how it works.
That one's called methy.
Methy. But old Big Bob got down his little freaky deaky with the spider. And we have to explain this. They used real spiders in this movie.
I know. And they had to go through
A
lengths to make
lot.
sure that none of them get harmed. And they used a ton. And because they were used, they couldn't get shipped back to New Zealand or wherever they're from.
Nope.
Which now, I don't know if I want to visit Hobbit Land.
Yeah. So the spider they used was harmless, but they picked it because it looked the most terrifying. And I was like, that's how you do it. Give me a harmless spider that'll scare the shit out of me. That's exactly what they did. And yeah, they had to go through a lot of things like there's no point where anyone steps on a spider that had actually stepped on it. They had to protect it. And they had new shipments of spiders every 2 weeks. If there was a scene that had a dead spider in it, they only used ones that had died from natural causes, obviously in captivity. They did what they could, but they're going to die eventually. And that's how they used it. But this movie, Big Bob is the only fake spider in this thing.
And
Think about that. I mean, I'm sure there's some stuck
it
on
adds
walls.
to the movie
Yeah.
though, because the practical effects are
Love
phenomenal
them.
in this movie.
Love the
And
practical.
the addition of using real spiders is super effective because they use something that looks deadly but is not deadly.
Mhm.
Like I don't remember the name of it. Like they're a very harmless spider, but they look
Yeah,
horrifying.
and they're sizable. They're still a
Yeah,
sizable
like they're
spider.
sizable. And even like our first uh death in the movie when they bring him back to the
Yeah.
States and you get to see because they want to do an open casket, you hear the
Yeah, the
guy at the
mortician.
morgue talking to the
The
family.
dude from,
And
Total Recall.
is he?
Yeah, he's the one that,
Nice.
he's from Recall when they try to stop Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he goes, "You're in the middle of a dream. If you take this pill, you'll wake up and everything will be fine." And he starts to sweat, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger shoots him in the head. That's that guy. That's the mortician in this
Nice.
movie.
So you get the reveal of the body, and it's an amazing prosthetic of like this
Dude.
face all rotted and sunk in. And like you truly feel bad for this photographer because he's there just to be a journalist. He's an innocent victim, like everyone is in this
He
movie.
photographs football games, man. He just picked up an assignment and went, and he is
And
fully desiccated in that coffin. I mean,
when you come from a
mummified.
small town, if you have one person die, everyone knows, oh shit, that's the guy you always saw at the local grocery
Mhm.
store. Oh yeah, that guy, I just saw him at the gas station. Like,
Oh, yeah. No, it's again, you don't expect it. The guy's complaining about a fever. They play it off that that's how he died, not the spider bite. Spiders don't kill people that often. He gets back, and it's a good introduction to Jeff Daniels' character being the new doctor in town. He's supposed to take over for the retiring doctor, who then pulls the most dickhead move. I'm not going to retire. Sorry, you moved down here and bought a house, but now we're competition.
yep.
You literally don't really like this guy, but I will say his death, you still are like, man, that's just wrong. You should,
And that's the great
yeah,
thing about the characters in this movie, because like he is exercising in front of his wife.
yeah.
And it's these two sweet old people in love,
Hmm.
just waiting to go to bed. And she's, watching him exercise, watching TV.
A, l- a, l-
And he's like, oh, I'm going to go get a
yeah.
shower. And he goes to put on one of the shoes because this movie does an excellent job of showing that the spiders are always crawling
The spider
somewhere.
perspective is amazing in this movie. Period.
So,
It puts you
so
on the
good.
level of the spiders. It's amazing.
And there's so many fake outs
Yes.
where it's like, oh, you thought it was going to happen. It didn't yet because nope. There's actually another spider somewhere else. Like it does such a great job of psyching you out.
Oh, when it runs
constantly.
up on that little girl's foot and like misses her by like a centimeter, and
Oh,
you're just because at this point there's no rules. Anyone
no,
can die.
you
at
just
that
know if you
point.
get bit, you die.
Yeah, and
Like, so anytime you see one of the spiders, you're like, this character might eat it.
yeah, oh yeah, no one's safe in your mind on this movie. And for PG-13, quite a few people die in this thing, man.
Yeah, they do. And like with that old couple and that old doctor of him passing away, like he gets bit and starts saying, I'm having a seizure, call 911. And just the look in his wife's eyes of like knowing that she is losing a loved one.
Yes.
It's sad.
No,
It is effective horror.
it draws you in. You have
And I think,
go ahead.
is that the little old lady from The Wedding Singer that pays him in meatballs?
I'm pretty sure it is. I also
I think it was. I feel like she was in everything in the 90s to be the sweet old grandma. And because this movie is really smart with his characters, it lets you know with Jeff Daniels being afraid of spiders right out the get go. Because when they move into a farmhouse in the country, because they're city folk, obviously there's going to be a spider. And one of the kids comes out saying there's a spider. And he's like, oh, great. We'll have your mother take care of it. So you instantly know he is not a fan of these things.
oh yeah, right out of the gate, man, they set that up. Also, it was
And,
not originally written in the script though. I read that.
oh, really?
They added it later. There was no mention. I think they were just calling it Arachnophobia because it's a movie about spiders and people are usually scared.
And it's going to give you arachnophobia for
Or
the rest of your life.
they named it after they came up with the idea of giving him that phobia. But all I got was basically that it was never originally written for the character to be scared of spiders at the time. But It adds
It
so
adds making
much.
it,
Oh my god.
especially the final act.
It's it and I believe it. I believe he's scared of spiders in this.
Oh,
Like
fully. I saw myself in this character 110%, but I would not make it to the very end.
It's the second time Nate and Jeff Daniels have connected on such a personal level. It was
It
this
really
and
is.
Dumb and Dumber. But
Yeah. I'm lactose intolerant.
there you go.
I ate Taco Bell before we record this.
He
This is actually an action podcast moment because there's a ticking time bomb that no one knows is when it's going to go off,
he
Charlie.
always, like, makes sure the toilet flushes before he uses the bathroom.
I always check
That's a
for a bomb,
true
though.
fear that he has. We
Yeah,
always got check
that's
for
actually a
bomb.
real one. Thanks, Lethal Weapon 2.
Thanks, Mel Gibson. Oh, man.
But even, like, they have a scene where he's in the barn to check out the cobweb that his wife found.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, you gotta check it out. You gotta check it out." And of course, he's going up the ladder to get a closer look, and one of the ladders breaks, and he falls into a web. I'm like, "Yep, that would be my luck. I'd go to investigate something, and I would fall into my fear."
Yeah.
And they do this perfect moment to like give you more character development with him of him telling the story of when he was a kid and how he was a toddler, like he was 2 or 3 years old, I think he says, and he saw a spider crawl up him on his leg, and it paralyzed him with fear, and he's never been able to get over it since because that allowed him to not be able to move his own body.
So I have something to add to that. And while this didn't happen to me, it was a very good friend of mine growing up named Mycon. And Mycon took karate or whatever it was. He was a black belt and all this stuff. Legit, not just some kid saying he was. Mycon really was. He had the same fear Jeff Daniel does in this movie. Even just messing with him that there's a spider, he'd freak out. So one day I'm like, dude, what happened? Can you tell me what was going on when this happened? He's like, man, one day when I was younger, we had the old shed out back and I had to go get the tools out of it. Dad sent me out there. So I'm digging around in the tool shed trying to find whatever it was Dad had sent me out there for. And he goes, and I stopped for a second just to kind of look, and I felt scratching on my shoe, like, two little fingers dragging across the toe of my shoe.
That's when he found out a toddler broke into his shed. Now he has a toddler phobia.
He says he looks down, and it is to him the biggest spider he's ever seen, and all he ever remembers is seeing the two little mandibles digging at the top of his shoe where his toe is. And he lost it. He freaked out. He would never go back into that tool shed again. He swears up and down there were these two little marks on top of his shoe when he was showing his dad. That's why I'm not going back in there. But to this day, he is still terrified of spiders. And even hearing that story and now watching this movie, I'm like, I could see how it would freak you out majorly.
Especially this movie does the mandibles beautifully.
Oh my God, it does.
Because when you get to see them sink in, and just a little bit of blood. This movie is not heavy on blood or like gore effects typically.
Not a lot. No, not till.
But it's a lot of
the end.
Use your imagination.
Yeah.
But when you do see the mandibles go in, it's like, oh, that looks painful.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. It you feel the bite. You can imagine it does really good where you can imagine what that bite felt like. And it's fast. It's super fast when it does that.
And like it does make it out to where this spider is not accidentally biting you. Like, no, this spider is out for blood. It's got a taste for flesh, and that's what it feeds on now.
I love the standoff between Delbert and the spider on the deck. That's when you get this moment of they're not dumb animals. That he would move to one side and it would follow him. And he would go to the other side. It was like they were,
it was zigzagging, and like he hits it with his own special concoction and it does nothing to it. And now he's getting frustrated.
Yeah.
Like, hey, You should be dead.
Yeah, and he steps. That's when you get that classic. He steps on it, lifts his foot up, and here's the comedy bit of it. He steps on it. They all reconvene back at the barn where the professor is, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I just ran into one." And the professor goes, "Where is it? We need a specimen." He goes, "I think some of it's still on my shoe." Deadpan, and lifts his foot up, and and then the doctor kills it by going, "Well, no, that doesn't work. That's not what I need." So it's like this comedy, boom, beat back into, no, this is a serious thing.
This is serious. Even down to when they suspect, like, I think the spider is in the barn, and Delbert, John Goodman's just like, "Oh, it's not that time of year. It'd be too breezy for a spider to be in a barn."
Yeah.
I doubt the spider's in your barn.
He starts trying to talk to him while they're in the car, and Jeff Daniels has to be like, "Hey, Delbert, how about we just get there faster now?" Just this whole thing of, Delbert just like, "Okay."
Yeah. And he's like, "I saw a web in my barn." He's like, "Well, that would indicate a web presence would indicate arachnids."
Arachnids. Just this, it was almost Bill Murray-ish hunting the groundhog.
It was. It so much was.
But not as goofy, though. It was this perfect blend. And, you were talking about, Steven Spielberg and John Goodman and stuff earlier, and John Goodman was everywhere. He got this role because of a movie he did with Spielberg called Always. And
which I've never heard of.
Oh my God, dude. It's Richard Dreyfuss and John Goodman. It's about, it's an airplane movie, but it's more of a kind of a love story between two people. And I'm trying to remember because it's been a long time since I've seen it. I know my mom loves that movie. I mean, it's one of her favorites. And you know what? I've seen it. And for being quote unquote a kind of a chick flick, there's a lot of action in it because they're kind of like the firefighters. They do the airplane thing about it. And Richard Dreyfuss, I don't want to spoil it for you. I think you should watch it.
I will have to check this out.
Anyway, that was another reason why I really wanted to watch this movie, because I did, like you, I liked John Goodman, and I knew he had done Always, with Steven Spielberg. And so it just was even that more. And then to see this whole different side of, John Goodman in this movie. He's always been like the dad or, some other character. This was, "I'm just going to take care of the spiders here. Let me go get my stuff. We should rip all this floor out." "Well, I don't want to do that." He goes, "Okay, then we won't."
Yeah.
"Well, why are the boards rotten?" "Bad wood." I mean, just this almost deadpan, but comedy blended into it. And I loved it, man.
It's what he did perfectly in Big Lebowski as Walter, though.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Well, we can say he didn't go Fred Flintstone in this. The goofy cartoonish.
He is a perfect Fred Flintstone.
He really was. And Rick Moranis made a great Barney. But this movie, the casting on everyone is fantastic. I love the sheriff in this movie. That's the other link of comedy. They're like, "Well, if we find the spider, you will finally be able to arrest it." Just these digs. It reminded me, and this came first, but it reminded me of Lake Placid, where Bill Pullman and the sheriff were just constantly like doing this dry humor digs at each other the entire time. And I kind of feel like they watched Arachnophobia and went, "We can do that. We can get that level of comedy in this." But yeah, no, dude, as much as I don't like spiders, I love this movie. Arachnophobia is amazing.
It blew my mind at how great it was, and I was so frustrated. Now, I do have, maybe not a sequel, but I have, not that this movie needs improvement, but I have one thing that could make this movie even more like legendary, let's say.
Okay.
But before I reveal that, Charlie, we should go to commercial.
Oh, we should. You're right. Dang. Nate's telling me how to run the show tonight.
I'm the one that's in control now.
Oh, all right. Well, let's play the commercials.
We'll be back following these messages.
Just how drunk are we gonna get? Welcome to Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, where each month we drink finely crafted brews while watching terrible films in order to see just how drunk you have to get to enjoy them. So tune in and join Troy.
Kilroy Kreitz.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
Dave.
I have the weirdest boner.
And Pete.
IPAs are ales, meaning they are bottom fermented. Excuse me, they are top fermented. I that up. Try that again.
As we drag Kathleen,
Hear me.
kicking and screaming through an alcohol-fueled podcast dedicated to movies of questionable quality and the frosty adult beverages that help make them tolerable. Good Beer, Bad Movie Night. Clearly, it's the beer's fault.
It's new Spider Force Spider-Man and his incredible Spider Force whip car.
My spider sense tells me Wasp is in trouble.
Spider Force figures come with insect droids that transform into radical battle armor.
Spider missile swarm. The evil tarantula puts on his insect armor. He'll make a nice foot ornament.
There's never been anything like the Spider Force whip car. Spider Force whip car and figures each sold separately.
Do you like horror movies?
Do you like hanging out with your buddy?
Do you like cracking jokes and having a good time?
Do you just like fun?
Well, consider checking out Spoils of Horror. We are an hour-long podcast that comes out every single week.
We're not doing reviews. We're just going to hang out, talk about the movies we love with each other, and hopefully the ones you love too.
Covering everything from the popular, the lost, the forgotten, and the bizarre.
If you're looking for a good podcast and a good time, you're going to want to check us out.
We're on all major podcasting platforms, and you can find us on Instagram and Twitter.
Check it out. We'll see you there.
Welcome back.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
What else do I play during a Spider movie, man? And it's your birthday, so I got you Spider-Man toys.
You did. I really appreciate
Spider-Man
that. Talked about how much I love Spider-Man on the Brain Scan episode.
Spider-Man needed his spider car because, superheroes needed cars.
Oh, yeah. How else are you supposed to sell the accessory that they made too much of for another property?
That's right, man. You just slap different stickers on it, and it'll be like
it'll
be Wolverine's car next. It'll be Captain America's car after that. That's how it rolled in the 90s.
We're gonna get so many heroes with cars.
All because of Batman.
Toy executive takes another line of coke.
Batman needed a car because he doesn't have superpowers, and now all of a sudden, all the other superheroes need supercars, and Batman's standing there going, "What the hell, man? I need a car. They don't. Why do they get a car?"
Like Spider-Man has no need for a car, especially in New York,
unless there's no place to shoot the spider web. You gotta.
I've always wondered that, but I guess like Brooklyn, New York, their crime rate must be pretty low, so he doesn't have to worry about it.
Wasn't it one of the Tom Holland Spider-Mans that he rode on the top of a bus because it was going out of the city, so he wouldn't have been able to web swing everywhere? So I was like,
yeah, I was in one of them.
I like that little in joke right there. I appreciated that they acknowledge he needs buildings to web shoot to, not just the air. His web isn't Mjolnir. He doesn't go fly and then he takes off.
He just goes. And like in the games, it's always like Central Park.
Yeah,
like you're shooting the web onto the trees, but you don't have much to go off of. So whenever you're like crossing through Central Park, you always gotta like be mindful. If not, you're just gonna be running.
That one first Spider-Man game, the PlayStation 1, the amazing one everyone still talks about to this day.
That one's
You still never see where the webbing goes when you're swinging across or down the street.
Yeah,
it's
that
just
one you never knew where the web was going, and like they had a reason for why the game was so foggy. I remember that was like a story point.
Yeah.
For why New York was covered in fog.
That's graphics. That was the story point.
Yeah.
Oh no, a fog has rolled over. It must be Mysterio. No, it's called.
Oh, geez.
We don't have enough computing power in a PlayStation 1 to visualize.
Duck.
I did play that one again. That was always a fun one.
I would like to play that one again. I never got to play part 2. I remember that one had the lizard on the cover.
Was that? Yeah, it was the lizard one. Right. And then there was the Carnage Unleashed, where you got Carnage and Venom and everything.
The maximum carnage on Genesis,
Where
because that had green jelly as the
it's like Carnage hugging the entire city, like over top of it.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I remember that now.
That was like every kid's introduction to Carnage.
Yeah. And then
that was the one for me. I was like, "Oh, who's this guy?"
And then the cartoon, so we got him in that. So
yep,
no, we love that stuff. But well, that everybody's like, well, come on, talk about the Spider movie. We are Spider-Man.
We are
talking about
because don't worry, I don't know if it should be in this movie, but let me paint you a picture.
Paint me a picture, Nate.
You have a phone. It rings.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You see a cigarette butt getting put out onto the table. A cough. I told you guys, I'm out of the business, he says. I can't do it. But then they tell him, no, you don't understand, sir. More bodies are piling up, and they all have 2 fangs.
Dun, dun.
This perks the man on the phone. It perks his attention, but you still don't see him.
The shadowed man.
And then the camera pans around, and he says, "Damn it. You got me for one more." And he hangs up. And, you only see the phone hanging up. Then the camera zooms out. It's Mike Brady.
No, we're brought Mike Brady back?
Mike Brady is going to come in and fight the arachnids.
Wow.
He's been out of retirement. He's done fighting crime. He's done fighting bugs. But this one has spiked his interest.
This one's different.
Actually, I changed it.
Uh-oh.
A helicopter comes flying down and lands in his front yard, and it's blowing everything. And he's just like, what the hell's going on? And that's when he sees it's General. And he's like, damn it, General. What are you doing here? I told you I was out.
So Mike Brady gets the commando intro.
He does. I'm retired now. I've got kids. I can't risk my life for my kids.
We could also, we should play around. We should see what works better with our test audiences. We could also have him rock climbing, and they find him while he's rock climbing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. He rock climbs, and he gets to the top of the destination, and there's General.
The head of the EPA, the General EPA, is standing up at the top with one more mission, Mike. I know you're on
that's
vacation.
When they tell him. And that's when he's like, get Dr. So-and-so. And they're like, we did, but the spiders got to him.
That's right.
That's why we came to you.
He gets to town. Delbert acts all weird and uncomfortable around him. But
that's the best part. It's now Mike Brady and Delbert. It's a buddy cop situation.
Right, but we're going to find out that they were partners before, and Delbert got busted out of the EPA. And so that's why he is just an exterminator of bugs. And it was all
that's why he has his own secret recipe.
Yes.
Because when he was in the EPA, he kept changing. he was experimenting all the time.
And that's what Mike busted him out for it. And so now he has to realize that that's the only thing that's going to save him from the spider invasion, which is one thing missing from this movie, Nate. There is no egg sac or spider left at the end for us to see.
No, what's great though is this movie being very realistic is when they start to map out where all the deaths are on the actual map, they realize it is in the dead center is Jeff Daniels' house.
Yeah.
So it's not like this thing is really like spreading too far. It's in a contained area. And this isn't going like Gremlins where they are all throughout the local neighborhood and causing havoc.
There's only one thing, and my guess is it's an editing, but damn it if it doesn't seem like these eggs hatched really fast. But I had to start thinking a little bit more because the old lady, when she meets Jeff Daniels, we're getting the images of the spiders, and it's kind of all happening at the same time, when the 2 spiders meet up and make the super spiders. That she makes a comment going, well, we should have your party in like a month when it's cooler at night and all this stuff. And it literally cuts from there being a spider sack at the top of the steps when they take the picture of it and he falls to the party. But there's zero mention that, or even you don't even realize that much time has passed in the movie. I think you just kind of have to infer that it's been like a month, and now the egg sac is getting ready to hatch.
Yeah, because I mean, he's getting more settled into the town. You notice, like they're unpacked. He's
Yeah.
now starting to do renovations.
There's just nothing that, like, I guess we're just used to them kind of being like, oh, okay, it's now 30 days later. They literally it just kind of goes from spiders meet, egg sac, now they're hatching. And it just seems like
Yeah.
overnight, and you're like, that doesn't seem right.
I don't know who made the spider egg sac in this movie either, but they're an asshole.
Oh, it's great, man. Both of them.
Oh,
The one in the
God.
barn looks amazing, but the one in the basement, man. And it's literally what you will find a white sack that's pulsating. And I'll be damned if this thing ain't
Like a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's pulsating and it's gross and it's huge. It's so big. But yeah, I mean, it's believable though. This Big Bob isn't like a giant spider that, Jeff Daniels is fighting its leg. He's fighting the spider, and it's a little overpowered. It does catch on fire.
It does. It's a little OP.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, like, it's funny, but it's also terrifying.
Yeah, that's
all
that
at
perfect
once. Because now
blend.
you're like, oh God, now the spider has fire powers.
It is. It really does. It's superhuman for some reason. It's not even human, but it's superhuman. I don't know. Spider-Man, whatever. And before we even get to that, we get like the invasion of the spiders into the house where they're chasing everyone through. But even before that, the spiders in the bathroom in the shower scene. You think you're going to get this classic monster movie scene with the girl in the shower.
I thought we were going to get Psycho.
Yeah. And I think that's where they're really trying to weigh heavy on the Hitchcock kind of feel to the movie. But we get that whole scene where she's in the shower, very tricky camera angles. I'll give them credit on that one. But
they do a really great job.
You're watching
what they do for their rating.
The spider fall into her hair, down her body with the soap. So she doesn't realize till it gets down so far, and Nate's literally can't sit still right now. All the same time, her dad's sitting on the toilet, and there's a spider under the toilet. And it's, Nate's other fear. That's not a bomb. That's a spider.
Spider toilet. That's what this movie does so well, though, what I was talking about earlier, of just messing with you.
It does.
Because you're like, all right, are both of them going to eat it?
Yeah.
Only one of them?
Is the dad going to get spider bit on the butt? Is she going to die in the shower?
They're both at their most vulnerable, being naked.
The trick. Those are your two most vulnerable times in your own house. In the bathroom, taking a shower,
it's
using
the
a
one
bathroom.
time you don't want to be.
Yeah,
like you just.
And they play off that, and it's brilliant. I love how they do it. And then we get it. They throw an invasion kind of thing in the other scene with the house when all of the spiders pour out of the sink when they're trapped in the bathroom. Out the faucet, out the drain holes.
You want to talk about a scene that just made me go, I am done. I am over all this. It's all of them crawling out of that sink, and then when they open up the door and they're all just dangling off their web.
I called them the
house.
paratroopers that they just drop from the ceiling, and they're like, "What's up? Let's go, bro. Let's dance."
The soldiers have been sent in. This whole finale was nightmare fuel for me.
It is. Honestly, it is, man. If you literally can't stand spiders, don't watch this movie because they mess with you hard.
And you only get probably the only CGI shot in the whole movie is when they show the house from a distance outside.
Oh yeah.
And you just see all the spiders crawling, but it's so far of a shot that it works really well.
Yeah.
To give you the illusion that this house has been infested.
And my guess is it's probably not even.
Delbert comes in dual wielding.
He dual wields. He got his own blend he got in the truck, and this stuff is like melting. There's steam coming off of it when he shoots it on the walls. And I was waiting for the spiders to explode, but they just kind of melt. And he just goes ham. It's the hero moment. I love it.
Yeah, he gets his moment.
And he goes through the house, saves everyone. And I swear, like you said, when I watched it for the first time in a long time, I was like, this is the moment where he dies. I think he gets bit or something, or they swarm him. No, he makes it through. He totally makes it out of the house.
Totally shocked.
Yeah. Jeff Daniels falls through the floor, i.e., we get the throwback to the floors are rotted. So he lands in the basement and he thinks he's only fighting the queen. That's all they really think they're up against is a
If
queen.
this was aliens in a basement.
Yes, it was. Crawling across the pipes, attacking him, like hiding just out of view.
Using the shadows to its advantage. This spider was out for blood, and
Oh.
it's super smart. I hate it.
Yeah, he's swinging a shovel. You know, and it's how many times have you chased like a fly in your house or a wasp, and it somehow it's like it knows where to hide. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm
it
going
knows like, I have been in this house. I have a detailed
Yeah,
map and everything.
this guy's planned it. I'm behind the curtain. Oh, there's a little nook that you'll never get me with that fly swatter. Ha ha ha! You can't use fire in the house, you dumb bastard. And you know, it's just
This is now my
yeah.
property.
So you kind of again you feel like that's me. How do you hit something that you can't really see in a dark basement? And then he takes out the queen, and it's amazing. And now we're like, oh yeah, Bob's running around. Not bad Bob from House by the Cemetery, which
No, not that Bob.
I need to say something about that. Bob doesn't need to be in 4K, damn it. That 4K of that movie's coming out. And I swear I got on that post and I said, we don't need it. And I think my comment is probably the most liked comment on that post. I have an army of people that hate Bob. Seriously.
Well, what happened was just because you can make it happen doesn't mean you should make it happen.
That movie doesn't need to be in 4K.
They didn't stop to ask themselves why.
You crazy bastards, why? Why did you put Bob in 4K? No. Redub it and I'll be okay. But I'm never going to be behind that. But
I want Bob commentary on the 4K. If not, I'm not getting it.
I need to go back and check my comments and see if I'm.
This is where the people got stabbed.
Oh God, man.
And
oh God, it's nails on a chalkboard to me. I'll watch Arachnophobia in a crawl space. Put it on my phone. No lights, just me in shorts and a tank top. I will watch Arachnophobia before I watch Bob again. I will say that now. Period. Never again. Oh, it got brought up. I had to bring that out.
You had to bring it up.
You saw the post.
House by the Cemetery, get a 4K release.
You saw the post. You commented.
Free promotion for
you
him.
commented on it. I know. I'm doing.
Yeah, release the Bob cut.
No, please don't release the Bob cut. Nate has to go in and start shit. I'm trying to stop a revolution, and he's starting a revolution.
I was trying to start. You know, there's dozens of us.
Nate's printing flyers.
The Bob verse.
Release the Bob verse. Release the Bob cut.
Turns out Bob is in all the Fulci movies.
Oh God, no. God, no. Can you imagine Bob showing up in Conquest? And then the naked lady with the spider, she talked to me. Not spider.
They're naked.
God, no. All right, everyone's tuned out now. They're like, they're not even talking about arachnophobia anymore. I want to point something else out, and this is where I wish we had Pete with us. But champagne and wine is not flammable at all. Not even a little bit.
It's not.
They don't have enough alcohol content in them.
Yeah, you know what? Pete would be the expert in this.
Pete would be. Now, if he had a whiskey,
he'd be able to tell us which alcohol we need to use.
Well, I tell you would need a spirit, which would be like a whiskey or something, that's very high alcohol, moonshine, not even beer. Beer's not flammable because there's not enough alcohol content versus all the other like water and other things and juice.
This is true.
So if I'm going to ding this movie on anything, it's that I'm calling bullshit on the flammable champagne.
We do get another great comedy moment though when he's like throwing the bottles at Bob.
Yeah.
And then he grabs the Chateau bottle and goes, "Oh, not the Chateau,"
Yeah.
and puts it
above
down.
all, above my own life, not the Chateau, and sets it
No,
down.
no, I can't. I would never.
He's pinned under a shelf and a giant spider's attacking him. And I read that because the Bob spider's animatronic, That whole scene, he had to purposely miss the spider because it was like the only one they had and it was really
Like, don't
expensive.
break this RC car spider because it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
And Mr. Spielberg's going to be very upset at you, Mr. Daniels.
So when you see him throwing the bottles and they're landing like 2 feet away, that's because he had to. You know, you're not like, oh, you're a terrible shot. No, I actually think he's pretty good. He was not hitting Bob on purpose. And yeah, I will give it credit right back, which kind of negates my negativity to it, is you can shoot that kind of fastener gun with no air, no nothing. It's just
I was wondering about that because of that being an old school nail gun.
I
was like, do the rules apply here?
Yeah, it's not like the nail gun we're used to seeing that's hooked up to an air compressor in their framing. It's a normally used for concrete fastener. So it uses like a little 22 shell blank that shoots gunpowder, and it drives a rod, and it drives
No
it
wonder
into
that thing was
concrete.
destroying the floorboards and going
Oh
through 'em.
yeah, it's when you've used one.
He's using way too much power.
Now, that's an older one, but there are safeties to where you really got to like push down on it to engage it. You can't really hold it by hand. You can, don't ask me why. I know you can, but I don't advise it. It hurts. But I'll give it that. I like that they went that route instead of always the nail gun, the framing gun that's supposed to be hooked up to air, never hooked up to air, or they
and it always works without being pressed up against
it
something.
always
Looking
works,
at you, Krampus.
Yeah, always works without the safety engaged. And I'm like, I hate that. I hate that. Even Lethal Weapon did it better with the cordless one, yet they never pulled the safety thing back that keeps you from shooting it. That's my rant. But they did good.
No,
I
I
give
was
it back.
wondering as I was watching, I'm like, man, this thing is heavy duty, and it's like a pistol, like shotgun combo. 'Cause he's
Basically.
like cocking it back, you know,
And he shoots Flaming Bob into the nest, and the nest catches fire.
which is
Oh,
glorious.
it's ooey
What
gooey.
a fantastic final kill.
It's what we love. I even yelled out ooey gooey, and Jackie's like, "Yeah, we finally got ooey gooey." You know, because like you said, there's not a lot of blood in this. There's not a lot of gore. What we get are those really weird like deaths, like the spider coming out of the dude's nose, the mortician sitting there eating their popcorn.
Ugh,
Dude, the
terrifying.
handful of popcorn with the spider in it. You know, when they're eating, watching Wheel of Fortune. Did you know that's Mimi from Drew Carey Show is his wife on that?
No way.
That's Mimi. Like, she kind of has the makeup on, but not like she used to do on Drew Carey.
Really?
That is Mimi. But yeah, when they walk in there and they're already dead, and that spider comes crawling out the nose, you're just like, no,
Ugh,
no, I don't
yeah.
want little things crawling in me after I'm dead. That's why cremation,
Nope.
cremation. I don't want my body rotting.
I want cremated, and I want put in Pringles. That's what I want.
I want to be put in an air cannon and launched with t-shirts. The Give Me Back My Action Movie Podcast t-shirts, and poof, there goes Charlie with
Shirt's real dusty.
Why did they put chocolate quick with this one?
I didn't bring milk.
Ooh.
I didn't know milk was an option.
Oh, and you know, and again, I'm waiting for that quintessential, the movie's ending, they move back to the city as one would.
I don't blame them one bit.
I would have. And no shot of a spider being left behind or an egg sac.
I was so
anything.
thankful that we didn't get like there was that one that outlived everything. Because you know what? Delbert is good at what he does.
Well, and again, the movie does really well to set it up. This first batch of babies were the drones. They had no reproductive organs, and they didn't live very long. They established that.
Yeah, they had a very small
lifespan,
life expectancy.
Yeah, so
and like
they did good.
That's what's great about this movie. Like it sets everything up perfectly to where even if there was a survivor, it's going to die in 2 days.
Right. So it's one of those things of we killed the ones that can reproduce, wait the others out. Basically, you know, everybody check everything, or go out of town for a day or two and the spiders will die and then we'll clean up later. Kind of was at the end of Deadly Spawn, where it's like they were just everyone's going around,
Yeah,
like
everyone's going through and just like taking care of it.
killing the leftovers and picking them up and putting them in bags and burning them. That's kind of what I imagine at the end of this one. So it's a nice, tidy, wrap it up with a bow kind of movie, and it works. I really, really enjoy this movie a lot. It is the right amount of creep. It's the right amount of comedy. It's the right amount of tension, and I wish other movies could do this. I think horror movies could still have gore, but still use this as a template to go. You can still make a really good movie and still be bloody and rated R, but really entertain the audience.
Yeah, and like I think a lot of that is due to the writers because we have a team that made Death Wish 3, which we need to eventually do. But John Carpenter's Vampires, Life Force.
If I remember right, Death Wish 3 is very rapey. So
is that the rape? They're all rapey, but like,
yeah, this one
is it 3 or 4? That's like an all-out war on the streets by the end of it.
I have to rewatch them. I know I have one of them that was in a collection, and whew, that was rapey. That was the one where I think it's 3, the one with his daughter and everything.
Well, it's like each movie, someone in his family gets screwed over badly.
Yeah, they all start that, but this one goes.
The man has the worst luck ever. It's either his wife, then his girlfriend, then his daughter, then it's like his daughter's daughter or something. I don't know.
It's I don't know. We'll talk about it. Maybe we'll do like a Death Wish like an overarching, and then
we could do that.
Then we can talk about Bruce Willis's too, because I don't think that movie really needs an entire episode, but I didn't hate it. You know what I mean? Like
I wanted more from it.
I wanted more, but I felt like with what they could do now, you can't make Death Wish. You can't make Death Wish 3 now. You can't do that anymore. So, there's some properties that we can't do anymore, But Arachnophobia, you could do it, but it doesn't. This is one of those few that's like, you don't need to do this one again. It nailed it.
No, like this one really did an excellent job at what it was doing.
Yeah. I mean, totally nailed it. It's 100% enjoyable movie. And if you like Nate, I mean, honestly, Nate, this is the scariest of scary movies for you.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, of all the movies that I have watched for the podcast on my own personal time, the French extreme movies that I enjoy, Arachnophobia, it does it for me. Like, this is terrifying.
Yeah. Now, we know there are movies that you've seen that you're like, that is disgusting, that is gross. And I know that
there's disgusting, or there's like stuff in movies where like that makes me uncomfortable, or like, oh yeah, that is like a fear of mine. But as far as like a movie that legit is scary to me, it's this movie.
Yeah.
Because what's to stop some African crazy spider from being in my crawl space?
Right. I mean, apparently this movie, it happens all the time. Someone wrote about it.
It happens.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Well, I think we should talk about the Raining Bloods. What do you think?
Let's do it.
So as normal with my due diligence with doing the kill counts and things, usually the first place I go is YouTube. There's a lot of good channels that do
a lot of good videos there.
Dead Meat usually does it. They've got like years of doing this, and so I found Arachnophobia. And I saw sometimes if I don't have time to watch the whole video, I skip. At the end, there's the end, and it said 20 something, and I'm like, no. There's not 20 something.
Yeah,
so I scroll back through, realizing they're counting spiders, and I'm like, no,
we're not counting spiders.
We're not counting spiders. We're not counting the bird that got bit at the beginning. Shenanigans, no. So I did go back through and count myself, and I have come up with 7. So the Raining Blood, which is sizable.
And I mean, it comes fast too.
It does.
Like the pacing of each death is really well done.
They're
all characters that you're not like attached to, but you feel
they're established. They are an established character,
sympathetic towards them.
Yes, It it does really good. I don't like to say world building, but we understand the dynamic of the town. And we kind of get the hierarchy of the people in the town. So it works. Um, so yeah, I mean, 7 people that and that's including the photographer that dies at the beginning and the professor, but I mean, there's still 5 other people in the town that die. Um, so yeah, pretty simple, straightforward. I'm not counting the spiders, even though Big Bob's death is pretty amazing. So
It's impressive.
let's do a difficult one. Let's talk about our kill of the week.
What do you think? Zombie kill of the week?
So spider kill of the week. This is a little different. So
yeah, this is.
Do we do? Or does it matter? Does it have to be someone that the spider killed, or could it be our favorite kill of a spider?
I think we could do favorite kill of a spider.
Okay. Because I agree, because I'm not happy with anyone that dies in this movie.
Yeah. Like I'd say one of the ones that terrifies me the most is just the kid at football practice because he's just got his helmet on. So that means that thing is crawling on his head.
I say that one or the popcorn is the most ooey, but the most shot, like the one that's the true jump scare is when the professor falls from the top of the barn and he's wrapped up in all the stuff. When
damn, they got him too.
Yeah, Delbert's like, damn, they got the professor. So favorite spider kill. I'm going with Delbert with his standoff on the one with the deck, and then he steps on it. It's the gooeyest, it's the ooeyest, and I love the Big Bob kill, but I think it's the lead up. It's the back and forth that the spider's literally standing off with John Goodman. It's one of my favorites in this.
No, I'm right there with you. That one's gonna be mine as well.
Fantastic. We match.
It's great. Like, as much as I love him dual wielding and going ham on all the spiders outside the house, they're great. It's a lot of fun. It's just that impact of like that spider toying with him, and then him just like finally like, screw it, I'm gonna step on it instead.
And I like that there's a moment too before that where they find the spider in the house and it's sitting on the table and it's staring the one like assistant professor down, like he can't move because it's looking at him. And he has to get Jeff Daniels to lunge towards the spider to get its attention, and then he can capture it. That's tense. That whole scene is tense. But they play it up even more that the spider is looking in your soul. It's planning something to eat.
Yeah, like it knows it's going to attack, and it's just biting you to bite you. That's what's so terrifying about this. They're not biting you to like eat. They're not biting you
in defense
to like protect themselves or anything like that. No, like these things are just out to bite.
Yeah. Chewing at your shoe, Nate. Chewing at your shoe. All right, brother. Well, I think it's time we rate this bad boy. What do you think?
I say we rate it. You gotta go first, sir.
Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back. Whew.
So, this is a great movie. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait to creep my kids out with this movie because it's that level of a movie that...
Oh, it's a fantastic movie to traumatize a child.
So this is not one you start your kid on. You start your kid on movies like Frighteners or Gremlins or Beetlejuice. But when they start feeling comfortable where they're like, that doesn't scare me anymore, Dad. I can handle something a little bit more. You go, yeah, okay. This one's only PG-13.
Oh, I got one for you.
But we're going to watch Arachnophobia. It's about spiders. Oh, Dad. And then they get done watching this going, can I sleep in your bed tonight? Can I need a flashlight? I can't look under my bed. Can we spray bomb the house before I go to sleep? That kind of fear inducing level of this movie. And I love it. I'm going to kind of go high, man. I'm giving this an 8. It's well written, well acted, a decent kill count. I believe this movie. They don't go over the top with it. It never goes to a point where it's unbelievable, and it works and it holds up. Like you said, it's almost a timeless movie. I can watch it. It's 2022 right now, and it's what 30 plus years old, 32-ish years.
32 years old.
Yeah, so it's held up, man, and I'm giving it 8 machetes. What about you,
Nice.
brother? Birthday boy.
Ah, because of this movie and the effect it has on me, and just how frustrated I was at how good it
Mhm.
was. And that's like I don't see me watching it again. It's not a slate against the movie at all because it did its job. It did what it was supposed to do for a person like me.
Right.
I gotta give it a 9.
So
I was really blown away by this movie.
I kind of figured. Because you can't ding it for what it did to you because this is why
No,
we
that's
watch.
not a reason at
Yeah.
all to like dislike this movie at all. It was just of how gracefully it has aged. There was not a moment of me being like bored, looking at my phone or anything like that. Like
No, I was.
it really just sold me
Yeah.
on the characters, the town, and caring for everything. Like it's one of those things like Frank Marshall has not directed much, and I wish he would. I wish he would have, you know?
This is also still kind of like one of those lightning in a bottle movies. Like everything just worked and come together with the right casting, the right timing.
Excellent casting all around. Fantastic script.
And I mean, how often do we as horror fans in the community always complain about nothing scares us anymore? Nothing really affects us. We're now just, oh, that kill was really awesome. Is the movie good? Nah, but the kill is fantastic, and that's what I watched the movie for. You know, this one is kind of the opposite, even though there's some pretty spectacular kills for what the movie is and what it's trying to do. The movie is just well done. And
And I think that's the thing that a lot of people forget is sometimes you can just make a really good movie
Yeah.
that happens to fall into a certain category, you know?
and this one goes across horror and comedy seamlessly. It's like they literally say it in the trailer. It's a thrillamedy, a thriller
Yeah.
slash comedy. They don't even say horror. They weren't going
Nah.
for horror, but it works because it goes on a fear. Probably one of the most, I hate to say popular, but one of the most well known fears.
Oh, easily the most known phobia. Like,
Right.
you're not going to make a movie about roller coasters, my other phobia.
I don't know. I saw Final Destination. It wasn't that.
Oh, I'd say Final Destination 3 really did mess with me as well.
But I mean, we get the movies like this, and again, it's a Hitchcock. There's Vertigo.
Yep.
You have those type of the agoraphobia and stuff like that, and like we were talking about, this one really kind of the good horror movies get you when you're the most vulnerable, and that's where it really connects with its audience. Is can I scare you when you're at your most vulnerable? Can I crack that shell? And this one doesn't.
That's what makes a really good horror movie separate from the pack is when it's just like you can put yourself in those shoes. You put me in the shoes in like Friday the 13th. Yeah, I'm not going to make it. I get it.
No, but the like the first,
there's nothing about that that's really going to like
no, what they did
get underneath my skin.
The first one and maybe the second one was the campfire story. That's where they're trying to get you at. Everyone, about that time had been to camp and they'd always heard the campfire stories. Even
something to kind of creep you out before you go to bed.
Yeah, the Nightmare on Elm Street's the first one. In your most helpless is when you're asleep and in your dream where you have no control. And the problem is those movies got away from that. They're still fun to watch, but that's why the first one's considered the scariest.
That's why the first one's such a great horror movie.
Michael Myers, we have no idea what's driving him.
He's just killing. It's the other movies, and that's the thing. Like a lot of the times when we're watching these kind of movies now, we have the knowledge of 2 through 97.
Yeah, now all of a sudden Michael Myers is her brother. In the first movie,
now all of a sudden Michael Myers is being controlled by an evil cult.
Yeah, stupid Thorn cult.
Yeah, but like if you think about something that came out in the 70s, it's just a guy wearing a mask stabbing people at random. And it's terrifying.
The original Alien movie, an entire ship of people up against an unknown creature. From the facehugger part of it is terrifying, which they play up really well in this movie, to they're fighting one alien and losing. And then the rest of the movies, while Alien 2 is also a perfect movie, they're taking out these aliens that were decimating everyone in the first one with a machine gun.
Yeah.
It's not able to drive the impact of I am the thing you should fear. They tried it
Well,
again.
I've always said Alien's an excellent horror movie. Aliens is an
Oh,
excellent thriller.
100%. But you can tell that they tried to go back like in Alien 3, where they brought back the singular alien
Yep.
hunting them down because they didn't have the weapons. And it didn't quite work. I still watch Alien 3. I'll watch any Alien movie except for
I need to see that like director's cut that came out
it's
over a decade ago.
it's
but
good.
yeah,
But anyway, that's what this movie was able to do, and be that whether it was Spielberg or Marshall or whatever the writers were that did this movie, it worked.
it's all the pieces fell properly,
Right.
like they needed to for this.
And Jeff Daniels sold it. John Goodman was gold in this. Every character could have easily been a caricature of a character. That happens in horror movies. Oh, that guy's obviously the coroner. Oh, this guy's the inept sheriff. All this other stuff. No, I end up caring about these guys. Yeah, the sheriff's a bit of a dingbat, but I don't want to see him die in this. The doctor that screwed Jeff Daniels over has a good reason for what he did. I don't want to see him die in this movie, but he's gonna. It just works, man. I know it's kind of repeating a little bit, but that's the impact this movie has on me. It's
it
totally
drives
different.
the impact home.
Right. And as much as we're gushing about this movie, Nate had the untasteful job of finding a trash opinion.
I'm the trash
Dirty
man.
job.
I come out, I throw trash all over the ring, and then I start eating garbage. And then I pick up the trash can and I smash the guy on the head.
Oh, that's going to be a disaster.
All right, Nate.
Well, today's trash man is Feast Mode, who gave this movie a 3 out of 10 and called it another crappy old movie. I remember liking this when I was a kid. I still like spiders. Decided to give it another viewing. Unfortunately, it is just another crappy old movie filled with OMA. Old movie attributes. Lots of stupid stuff, barely scary, and only occasionally funny. About 3 viewings on May 2nd, 2020.
Wow. Man.
Had no reasons. He didn't get it.
Sometimes it just goes over people's head, man. And
That's all
who knows
there.
how old he is? He said as a kid, but he could have been 5 when he watched it. I don't know. Some people just don't have refined taste, not the chateau.
This has old movie attributes. Like, you're just talking.
Big words.
You just be talking.
He had to.
You felt so clever. You're like, I'm gonna drop OMA. OMA is gonna become a thing. Watch this. After I post this review, everyone's gonna start saying OMA.
Not even a little bit. I'm glad he told me what it was because I had no clue what OMA was. But nope. Overall, highly recommended on our end. Again, we just give a number to let you know how much we like it. Not that we're critics or reviewers or. We just tell you how much we love these things. And Nate's dying. There he goes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, right there. Old man.
Yeah.
Old man Nate almost died. Get you a drink of water. But no, so this one, go watch it. If you haven't seen it in a while, watch it again. If you've never seen it,
I feel like
watch
this
it.
is one of those that people have not watched in a while. I don't think it's streaming on anything, but I rented it for $4. I tried to go and find an actual physical copy of it and could not.
Yeah,
and I like to do the thing where I go around and hunt stuff. That way I get out of the house and not just order it online.
Why are you digging at me?
I was kind of amazed I couldn't find it.
Why'd you look directly at me when you said that?
I wasn't.
You were looking directly at me when you said that.
You took it like that then.
Oh, maybe. Guilty. No, I rented it too because I wasn't going to pay $18 to buy the digital version of it. I was like, what the heck? But $4 to rent it. Totally. I wish it was streaming.
Worth it.
Yeah, it's one of those. If I ever found the VHS, I'd probably buy it. Fun fact.
Yeah, I'm going to be actively hunting down the VHS now.
Fun fact. The poster was originally supposed to have a spider coming down in front of the moon. And the first couple of releases of the poster had it, but then later the poster had it removed and the VHS had it removed. It wasn't until the DVD release that they put the spider back on.
Weird,
Yeah.
really.
Yep. So there's
Wonder why.
there's like I remembered seeing a spider like drop down from the center right into the moon. And
Yeah.
then I was looking at some of the movie poster things, and I was like, and there's a trivia about it that said that whatever reason they removed it. And I'm like, the movie's called Arachnophobia. I think people understand there's spiders in the movie. No clue, no clue. And it's not like you're trying to. Like, I could understand if the spider was the size of a house, and you didn't want to give that away or something. But no,
Yeah, but no, they
it's
don't.
just a normal spider. But all right, brother. Well, we just had an eventful weekend. I guess we should talk about that for a second.
I was gonna say we have to close out saying thank you to everyone that we got to meet at RobCon.
Absolutely. Nate actually came down here. Nate was in my
I
neck
got
of
to
the woods.
hang out with Charlie. We got to have a delightful dinner at a local Italian restaurant.
Yep, took him to Milano's. Fantastic Italian food.
Great, lovely waitress.
Oh, she was fantastic. Yeah, she was fantastic. We have a story, way too long to get into, but she was great. Yeah, so kind of Nate got to see a little bit. We were very busy at the con, so it wasn't a lot of sightseeing we could do. Nate did realize though when he makes a trip down here to plan his bathroom breaks on the route.
Yeah, there was a good 45 minutes where I could not find a gas station to take a piss at, and my bladder was going to explode.
I tried to tell him, man, we got woods. You're in the woods, man. Welcome to the country. But no, we had a fantastic weekend. We had mostly everyone representative at the podcast for the network.
Yeah, we at least had a sprinkle of almost everyone.
Almost.
I really wish just Jeff or Flynn could have made it down.
But we had everyone. We had a banner and everything up. We had plenty of promo stuff. So we're getting the word out. It was a fun kind of live thing. You and Jimmy and Sludge did a panel about starting a podcast.
Yeah, we got to talk to people about what it takes to kind of get the ball rolling.
Yeah. It's always. So I remember when we started trying to figure out like what the crap do I do. It's nice to know that there's people out there that we talked about a little bit that's not gatekeeping it, where it's like, here's what you do, blah, 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 blah. And,
I want everyone to be successful. 100%.
So we had a really good time. Nate and I got to go see Fright Night in the theater with Amanda Bierce. With
How
Amy.
amazing it was to have Amy in the audience and then get to talk to her afterwards during the Q&A.
Yeah, so we were the roadies, so we set up the stuff, so we got to talk to her. And then my buddy David was basically her handler, so she'd have someone there to help her at her table and stuff. He's at the movie with her, sitting next to her, and he pulls me to the side afterwards and goes, I had the best seat in the house. And I'm like, we're all in the same theater, dude. What do you mean? He goes, I had basically a commentary of the movie sitting next to Amanda, and she would poke me and tell me different things about the movie. And I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, because she was not supposed to be there on Friday when the movie was showing. Then she found out it was showing and booked an earlier flight and then had to drive.
Yeah, she drove. Her flight got canceled, so she had to find a different flight to get to another area, then rented a car to get to our show, because she hadn't seen the movie in 35 years in a theater, and she wanted to experience that again. And she was a fantastic guest. Look, if you ever have, if you ever have
fantastic
the chance,
evening. I have not seen Fright Night in probably 12 years. I remember showing it to an ex, and that's probably the last time I had seen it.
You quit sullying these movies like that, Nate. What's wrong with you?
No, I still love this movie. So it was just a fantastic time. And then as I was watching, I was like, oh yeah, they did remake this, and I have not seen the remake.
Yeah.
And I was like looking up the cast. It's got a phenomenal cast, so I have to watch this.
Yeah. So yeah, Nate and I were talking about that a little bit. And I also, it always still catches me off guard when I watch this movie, and I realize how much it's funny. We were talking about Arachnophobia, how much comedy is in the original Fright Night. There's quite a bit of parts where you're laughing out loud. I mean,
it's great.
Everyone's
It's
laughing in the theater,
movie.
At the right points, and Amanda just ate it up. So she was a fantastic guest. We had Wolfie from Live and in Color with Wolfie D, my cousin Jimmy's co-host.
It was nice to meet him finally.
So we got a lot of face-to-face with him. Got to meet Jake the Snake. You know, a lot of great guests, a lot of fun. So you may see us promote being at other shows. We think we may, not all the time, but we may try to get more shows under our belt where we go out and promote the podcast. So hopefully you'll come out and see us.
Who knows what the workshop's gotten handy?
That's right. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for come listening in on Nate's horror birthday pick. Even though it wasn't as therapeutic as he hoped, but you know, it was still a fun movie. And please do not forget to go check out all the other shows on the Gimme Back My Podcast Network. We have Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, our very own Pete over there, Monster Movie Stomp Down with Sludge, Gimme Back My Pro Wrestling with Jimmy and Jared. I Know You Hear Me with Flynn Hendricks, and they have now taken Tales from the Haunt and put it all on one channel now. So subscribe to one, you get two, kind of like what we do here with the action and horror. They're going to have weekly content coming out to for their interviews. So you'll have the scare actors and then the normal interviews. So looking forward to see how that works out for those guys. And I don't know when it's going to come out, whether it's before this or after this. There will be a special video because we had two hooligans take over RobCon over the weekend. Stompy and Frank make their return to the podcast, taking over RobCon.
They made their first con appearance.
First live appearance. Nate got to meet Stompy and Frank. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, it is our resident monster movie fanatics who are also monster themselves. Please go check out all our socials. You'll find them. I don't want to spoil anything if you don't know who Stompy and Frank are. But a lot of fun seeing those guys at the show as well. And I don't know, Nate, you good friends with Stompy now? You know, no, you don't like him. He's kind of a jerk.
Stompy's kind of a turd. I use that word
appropriately. Yeah, everybody will get that joke later when the video comes out. So, all right, brother, you want to get us out of here with the good word, the birthday word? The bird is the word. What do you got?
I still hate spiders.
Now, let's talk about how I get back home.
All right, so now picture this.
Uh-oh.
You're in the front yard. It's all nice and green. The sprinklers are going.
Yeah, I'm there. I can feel it.
It's the front yard of the White House.
Oh.
The president is standing there. You see a cobweb come down and a little spider land on the shoulder. But as it lands on the shoulder, you see a hand come crashing down, slapping it. The camera pans out. It's Mike Brady. He just saved the president's life with his bare hands.
I'm in. I am in for the Mike Brady saga. I can't wait. Listen up, Hollywood. We know what we're doing.
Get me Mike Brady, damn it.
Get me Mike Brady.